The Caitlin Clark stimulus package, also known as the newly agreed upon CBA deal. Make no mistake about it, folks. Every time the owners came to the table and said, fine, we'll increase the salary cap to this, you can thank Caitlin Clark. Every time the owner said, fine, we'll pay for your housing again, you can thank Caitlin Clark. Every time the owner said, shoot, we really don't want to come up off this 15% number, but you know what? We'll move a little bit. You can thank CC.
The WNBA just changed forever, and not everyone is celebrating. A brand new collective bargaining agreement, billions in future revenue, salaries exploding overnight. And at the center of it all? One name. Caitlin Clark. But here's where it gets controversial. Because while Clark is about to become the highest paid player in league history, another superstar, A'ja Wilson, is not staying silent. Is this a breakthrough moment for women's sports? Or the start of the WNBA's biggest internal divide? For years, the WNBA fought for relevance. Low salaries, limited exposure, empty seats. Then came Caitlin Clark. From the moment she entered the league, everything changed. TV ratings skyrocketed, arenas sold out across the country, merchandise flew off shelves. And most importantly,
A'ja Wilson and all her Glazers could give a big thank you to Caitlin Clark for her getting paid. Ever since the league came to an agreement, all we've been hearing about is how A'ja Wilson is about to sign this historic Supermax deal like she just did it all on her own. No, you could thank Caitlin Clark for revolutionizing the game so you could get paid. We don't care how many MVPs and championships A'ja won or how she was already known. It doesn't matter. She didn't change the dynamic of the league for the players that get paid like.
Money started pouring in. This wasn't just hype. This was economic impact. After 17 months of negotiations, the WNBA and Players Union finalized the most important deal in league history. Here's what changed. Salary cap, $1.5 million, $7 average salary, $120,000, $600K plus minimum salary, $300K plus. But the biggest twist? A new rule quietly added. The epic provision. Exceptional performance on initial contract. A rule designed for players who changed the entire business of the league. And everyone knew.
For example, 2024 Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark, who made $78,066 in 2025, is poised to see her salary jump to $530,000 in 2026. So this year, she is about to jump to that salary, okay? Now, the other jump, the new provision would also be applicable to younger stars such as Aaliyah Boston, who is max eligible in 2026, and Paige Beckers, who is max eligible in...
It was built for Caitlin Clark. Let's talk numbers. In 2025, Caitlin Clark made just $78,066. Yes, less than many office jobs. But in 2026? She jumps to $530,000. A 500% increase, and it doesn't stop there. 2027, potential $1.3 million max deal. 2028, up to $1.7 million supermax. But here's the real twist. Off the court, Clark already made $16.1 million in 2025 alone. From brands like...
Why they had the battery in the back that they had was because of Caitlin Clark's impact. All of the numbers and the metrics that the players could point to. Oh, do you see these ratings? Well, Caitlin Clark effect. Oh, do you see this attendance? Well, Caitlin Clark effect. Do you see the social media impressions? Well, Caitlin Clark effect. This is called the Caitlin Clark stimulus package, and it will go down.
Nike, State Farm, Gatorade. Studio microphone. The WNBA wasn't paying her market value. They were getting a global superstar at a discount. Now comes the part nobody's celebrating. Because this isn't just a raise. It's a roster problem. The Indiana Fever now has to build a team under a $7 million cap. And Clark alone takes a huge chunk. Then there's Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. All needing major contracts. 3 stars, 1 cap.
So this WNBA collective bargaining agreement will fast-track the ability for players on a rookie-scale contract to make maximum and supermax salaries, sources told ESPN. The new provision called EPIC, Exceptional Performance on Initial Contract, allows players to renegotiate their 4-year salary and earn the standard max that that year if they were previously an all WNBA first team or second team, or the Supermax if they won.
That's a squeeze. And in sports history, we've seen this before. When stars get paid, depth disappears. Now we get to the most explosive part of this story. Because no conversation about WNBA greatness is complete without Aya Wilson. She's a multiple-time MVP champion, Olympic gold medalist, a certified legend. But here's the reality. She never received the same level of media attention, sponsorship, money, national spotlight as Caitlin Clark, when reports showed Clark earning $16.1 million and Wilson not even appearing on the list. Things changed. Wilson began posting messages about delayed recognition, overlooked greatness, never naming Clark directly. But the message? Crystal clear. This is where the conversation gets uncomfortable. Because this isn't about who's the better player. It's about value. Aya Wilson dominates basketball games. Caitlin Clark?
What has now happened is, because of the quote-unquote epic rule, I'm going to call it the Caitlin rule, because let's be real, she was the first person to have reached this. Whether it be it's Caitlin, Aaliyah, and Paige are all eligible. I'm just going to call it the Caitlin rule. Just like the old Rose rule in the NBA, we're going to call it the Caitlin rule. So, ironically, if Caitlin goes and wins MVP this year, she's actually eligible for the Supermax in
She moves markets. TV ratings spike when she plays, arenas sell out instantly, sponsors invest heavily. Here's what happens next. Clark becomes the face of a new financial era. Salaries continue rising. More stars benefit from the new structure. Players like Paige Buecher's Aaliyah Boston will enter a completely different league. One shaped by Clark's influence. The old guard built the WNBA. They fought for respect, visibility, and survival. But Caitlin Clark? She turned it into a business powerhouse. Both things can be true, and now? The league is being forced to answer one question. Do you reward legacy? Or do you pay for transformation? Because this story is far from over. Contracts are coming. Rosters will change. And tensions? They're only just beginning. One thing is certain. The WNBA just got a lot more expensive. And a lot more complicated, and the rest of the league? They're going to have to decide how to live in Caitlin Clark's world.
The way the team is structured, in order for this team to remain intact, Sophie would have to be willing to take a league minimum kind of deal, which is around $300,000. And I don't see that happening. Okay, and I believe also people are going to be shocked how much money Lexi Hull is about to be offered, because I think she's going to get offered $600,000 to $700,000 by somebody, and that is going to greatly complicate things.